Hello my dear friends. Now let me discuss this week's leaderboard clinical questions. So the first question is, a 36-year-old woman presents to the rheumatology outpatient clinic with a 2-month history of hand stiffness and as well as the wrist. She mentions that the pain is particularly bad for the first few hours after waking up and is affecting her work as a dentist. On examination, the wrist, metacarpophalangeal joints and the proximal interphalangeal joints, they are swollen and warm. What is the most likely diagnosis in this patient? The options are the rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, septic arthritis, polymyalgia rheumatica, reactive arthritis. So if you take the positive points in the sense like the very important clinical manifestations in the patient. 36-year-old woman, 2 months history of the stiff hands and as well as the wrist. And she mentions that first few hours after waking up, she is having the stiffness. On examination, mainly the wrist, metacarpophalangeal joint and as well as the proximal interphalangeal joint, they are swollen and warm. So what is the most likely diagnosis in this patient? So the most likely diagnosis in this particular patient is the rheumatoid arthritis. So why is it rheumatoid arthritis? Why not the other options? Rheumatoid arthritis, it is a chronic systemic inflammatory disease which produces symmetrical deformities and as well as polyarthritis. So in this patient, the polyarthritis is the involvement of proximal interphalangeal joints, involvement of wrist and as well as the involvement of the metacarpophalangeal joints. So polyarthritis is definitely there in this particular patient. Next, and the typical presentation of rheumatoid arthritis is with symmetrical pain and stiffness of small joints of hand and as well as the feet. Now you can make out in this particular patient that she is having stiffness like in the morning whenever she gets up, and that too within the small joints, that is in the hands and as well as the wrist. That is another point in favor of your rheumatoid arthritis. Now as the disease progresses, let me tell you, it may also cause deformities of the affected joint. And most of the times rheumatoid arthritis, it is polyarthritis. Less commonly rheumatoid arthritis may present with a monoarthritis also. And in these patients with the rheumatoid arthritis, not only articular manifestations, in almost 40% of patients, they also have extra-articular manifestations. Next, so extra-articular manifestations are also characteristic feature in these patients with the rheumatoid arthritis. And there was a criteria which was being laid for the rheumatoid arthritis by the American College of Rheumatology, right? And in that particular criteria, they have included 4 important parameters. They have included the joint involvement, serology, and the third important thing is they have included the acute phase reactants, and they have also included the duration of the symptoms. So these are the 4 parameters they have included, and they have given a sub criteria for that again. So based on this particular American College of Rheumatology and application of these particular 4 parameters, the minimum score should be 6, right? The total score of all, if you include all these 4 parameters, that is serology, acute phase reactants, duration of symptoms and joint involvement. Total score of 6 or greater is diagnostic of rheumatoid arthritis, right? So with the points which are present in the patient, we definitely confirm that this is the rheumatoid arthritis. Now the question is, why not the other options like what we have in the question? Like you take this osteoarthritis. This osteoarthritis, that is primary nodal osteoarthritis, it affects the hands. However, this particular answer is incorrect as distal interphalangeal joints are usually more involved than proximal interphalangeal joints in patients with the osteoarthritis. So in osteoarthritis, distal interphalangeal joints are more affected than compared to that of proximal interphalangeal joints. So in our question, if you see, the involvement is only metacarpophalangeal joints and as well as the proximal interphalangeal joints. Involvement of distal interphalangeal joints is not given in this particular question. So that is the reason why your osteoarthritis is ruled out, right? And in addition, pain is characteristically worse at the end of the day. See, what is our question says, or what our patient says, like our patient says that the pain and as well as stiffness is more in the morning, but whereas in osteoarthritis, the pain is worse at the end of the day. So that is another important point which will rule out your osteoarthritis. Then coming to your septic arthritis, why not the patient having septic arthritis? Septic arthritis, let me tell you, usually it presents as a monoarthritis. But here the question which is given to us is a polyarthritis. And in patients with the septic arthritis, the other important feature is the fever. That is not there in our patient. So your septic arthritis is also ruled out. Then you take this polymyalgia rheumatica. Why not polymyalgia rheumatica? Polymyalgia rheumatica is incorrect, as this disorder is rare in those under the age of 60 years. See, our patient has the age of 36 years, and polymyalgia rheumatica, it is more common in age group more than 60 years. So that is the point which is against your polymyalgia rheumatica. And in polymyalgia rheumatica, what will be the characteristic features is, it is characterized by pain and stiffness in the shoulder, neck, and as well as hip, and as well as lumbar spine. So this particular stiffness in the shoulder girdle and as well as the hip girdle is the characteristic feature in patients with the polymyalgia rheumatica, and that too, that particular stiffness is worse in the morning. That is about the polymyalgia rheumatica. Then you take this reactive arthritis. Reactive arthritis, it is not symmetrical. If you take this, our patient, on examination, wrist, metacarpophalangeal joints, proximal interphalangeal joints are swollen and warm, right? So even though the question is not telling you about the whether it is symmetrical or asymmetrical, but in reactive arthritis, let me tell you, it is usually asymmetrical involvement, right? It is usually asymmetrical involvement. And the other point which is going against your reactive arthritis in our patient is, reactive arthritis, it mainly involves the lower limbs. Lower limb arthritis is very common in patients with the reactive arthritis, but our patient was having the stiffness in the wrist and as well as in the joints of the hands, that is metacarpophalangeal joints and proximal interphalangeal joints. So therefore, this particular answer of reactive arthritis is also wrong, right? So this question is having a diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis. So what you should understand from the discussion on this clinical based questions is, not just only coming to a diagnosis of one particular option, you should also be able to rule out the other options based on the negative points related to that particular other options, right?